Hey, it's Ryan from Upfit Supply, and in this video, we're going to be installing some shelf dividers on our Holman shelf. Let's get into it. All right, this is part number 40030. It's a set of 6 of these shelf dividers. I think they make them in different sizes as well, but the installation is going to be basically the same, so just keep that in mind. They come in a set of 6, so I've got one here as an example. You can see it's got a little bit of a taper on one end and it's straight on the other. You've got a lot of different options for how you can use this on a shelf. First, you obviously have to have a shelf assembled. We have a 32-inch by 43-inch wide shelf here, and the 32-inch wide shelves have pre-drilled holes on the actual shelves for attaching an accessory like a shelf divider. So it would go right here. So you could do 4 using the pre-drilled holes. You also have the option of drilling your own holes. So if you have a certain size item or supply or product and it doesn't quite fit, maybe it's right in the middle of one of these, you can always put in your own holes. You have that option. These are pretty versatile. On this shelf, we could use them on the top. You can see there's this taper here. So what that allows for is if your shelf is really close to the ceiling and there's a little bit of a taper there, you can mount the taper so it's in the back. You can also mount the taper so it's towards the front, so maybe you have a little bit of the product or supply protruding so you can visually see it pretty easily when you're looking like this from outside the van, or you can mount like this however you want to. You can mount it on an open flush shelf like this. You can mount it on a upside down shelf with the lips on it like this. Really, you have a ton of different options. And so what we're actually going to do is our end game with this shelf is we're going to be putting a drawer unit and a small parts bin on this shelf. And so this is going to be open for really supplies and whatnot. So we're going to be putting 4 of these on our bottom shelf. This includes everything you need to install. It's pretty simple. You can see there's these 2 elongated holes here on the bottom of the shelf divider, and there's 2 holes that we're going to line up to on the shelf. And you need one of these Phillips head button head screws. You need 2 washers and 1 lock nut per hole. So, you know, a typical pattern of the screw, the washer, then through your holes, then a washer and a lock nut on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in right here, and just so you can see what's going on easily with my other camera, I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna go through that hole there, and got gravity working against me on the bottom here. And just gonna get these nice and loose. We got 2 of them right there. Now before you tighten these, there is a little bit of play on the shelf. So, you know, unless you want them all randomly kind of aligned, what I like to do is pull them all the way up against the lip here when you're using it here on a shelf that's flipped upside down. If it's flush, you have even more movement. So just kind of align them all so it doesn't look too wonky when you're all done. So I'm going to be using a Phillips screwdriver and a 11mm socket to get these tightened. Using a power tool, you can just as easily use a socket wrench, but this is just going to make it a little bit quicker for me. All right, there we go. A nice little organization tool to keep things separate and from shifting and moving around in your shelf. So pretty easy install. As you can see, it only takes a couple of minutes, especially if you use the pre-drilled holes. If you're looking for this, it's part number 40030. Now, if you're looking for any other equipment to outfit your van so that it's work ready, be sure to check us out at upfitsupply.com. Again, my name is Ryan, and have a good one.